Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover. One that's linked to what Snoop Dogg was talking about a few years ago when this went viral about modern rappers.
It was Future, Amigos, but all the sound the same.
That was over 8 years ago, and you can still find recent comments to this day on the videos of this, talking about how Snoop Dogg was correct. And it seems stand-up comedian and actor Aries Spears also shares Snoop's opinion on this, as he was recently on Vlad and did the same thing Snoop did when he compared rappers from Eminem's era to rappers from Future's era. And we'll be exploring this in a bit, including what users on the internet think about his take on the lack of originality in modern rap. Today we also have another Spotify report for 2023, this time for the most popular hip-hop artists on the platform for the month of July based on listeners. And before we dive in, we have a couple of updates on recent stories we covered. For instance, on Eminem and Terrence Crawford, he recently shared this on IG a few hours ago. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime at Eminem, pound for pound king. And to give you an idea of how Eminem's toned it down when it comes to promo/public appearances, this post sparked reactions like this. I knew the fight was over when I saw Eminem for the first time in 20 plus years. Sounds like hyperbole, but you get the point. And now we've got Shady's latest artist Easy Mill, who dropped a teaser like this. This week gonna be crazy. So what do you guys think? Are we getting the single with Eminem released 1 week before Easy's deluxe album drops? And moving on to the main topics today, we'll start with Aries Spears' take on modern rap. And he gave his best impression of Future's flow, similar to what Snoop Dogg did years ago, and added, "They all do that," and when he was asked about who sounds like Future, he responded with a resounding "everybody." Everybody from this era. Future sounds like there's some similarities in there with Migos, and he used this to stress his point about the new era versus the old. He added, Eminem didn't create a style that all of a sudden everybody went, "We're doing that." Jay-Z didn't create a style where everybody went, "We're doing that." Snoop didn't do that. Biggie didn't do that. Mobb Deep didn't do that. Everybody had their own ish, and he admitted that at best you could find a similar style based on the region. Yes, certain things might have sounded the same in terms of regional. East Coast dudes have a certain sound, but there was still individuality in the delivery, in the cadence. And of course, this stirred debates under, but many seem to agree with Aries Spears. Agree with Aries. Most rappers now follow a similar formula when rapping, and some are relieved that he called this out. What a breath of fresh air Aries is, love his honesty. And this user went into detail. Aries is right. Yes, guys in specific regions might have had a similar sound and it was understandable, but with that, they didn't all sound exactly the same. Basta, Mobb Deep, Wu, Fat Joe, Das FX, Nas, Capone, and Noriega, etc. were mostly from NY and VA. They all sounded different, but all was considered East Coast. Down south, Cali and the Midwest had their sound. No one were exactly alike. Bone Thugs from the Midwest definitely had their own sound. Outkast, Luke, 8Ball, and MJG, Scarface from the South, all different. These are just to name a few. Now it sounds like these dudes are all using the same app, LOL. Well, technically, it is the same app that is used for the vocals, Autotune, but to this a user clapped back with generational bias. The generation before the origins of hip-hop called it mumbo jumbo when they first heard it. My grandfather couldn't stand rap when it first came out, so here we go again. Do you agree with Aries, or does this come down to generational bias? Two things can be correct, and personally I think Lil Wayne's Lollipop was ground zero for this. Moving on to the next point, we recently got the report for the biggest rappers in the world on Spotify based on monthly listeners in July, and top 5 goes Drake, Eminem, Travis Scott, Nicki Minaj, and Metro Boomin. And reports like this all year round has been a constant for Drake and Eminem, and now some are wondering. I'm convinced Eminem is waiting to see how long he'll remain in the top before he drops an album, LOL. And it's become the usual at this point, the recurrent question whenever we get these monthly reports. Who is listening to Eminem in 2023? Bro, seriously? And the best one we usually get, who the F still bumping Eminem? But these questions are always asked on the objective reports on the biggest rappers. So it's more like, quote, I don't listen to Eminem anymore, so why won't music listeners bow to my superior taste in music? Something like that. But over to you guys, share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more, and see you on the next one.
Who sounds like Future?
Everybody.
Okay.